If you lived in the Final Destination universe where Death is an asshole, and he is an asshole, he's such an asshole in this universe because he like gives people premonitions on how they and the people around them are gonna die, which essentially saves them at first but then kills them off later anyway. That is fucked up. But it made me think, which deaths in the Final Destination franchise were avoidable and which weren't? Now, in these scenarios, we are not going to be the ones with the premonitions. We're going into it blind. We just happen to be around the person that does have the premonitions. Now, in Final Destination 2, I'm getting home from work and I'm tired, and then suddenly this dumb bitch decides to block traffic, and this is a really big problem for me because I'm shitting myself. I've been holding it in for the past 2.5 hours because I can't shit in a public place. I just can't. My body won't let me. So the only thing that's stopping me from going around this stupid bitch is that there's a cop right fucking there. Now, what I didn't know up to this point is that she's in fact not a stupid bitch blocking traffic for no reason, and she actually just saved my life. Her and the cop being there, because like I said, if the cop wouldn't have been there, I would have totally gone around her and then died. Because every single death in her premonition was unavoidable, and everybody that was behind her would have been fucked. He would have been fucked. He would have been fucked. He also would have been fucked. You get it. They were all unavoidable. Now, after her premonition, when the accident actually happens, the first people to die are her friends. And this one was completely unavoidable because the car seems to just have teleported into the middle of traffic and then gets hit by a truck. Like, am I tripping out, or was she not that far out in traffic? Like, look at where she originally parks the car and then look how the car gets hit by the truck. So yeah, that one was unavoidable because now apparently Death teleports cars a little bit out in traffic so that they could get hit by trucks. Fast forward and now we're at Evan's house, which is this guy. And Evan's hungry, so he throws out some old pasta that he has on the frying pan so that he can make mozzarella sticks. A chain of events occurs and now like his apartment is on fire or whatever. But that's not important because that's not how he dies. So like whatever, he escapes the apartment and then he goes down the ladder and the ladder's not going down, so he like slams it down and then he like lands on the floor safely. And then he slips on the same pasta that he threw out earlier, and when he slips, the ladder goes like it's about to crush his face and it stops. And then he's like, that was a close one, and then just doesn't fucking move. So of course the ladder crushes his face like because he's the fucking dumbass. That's why. So that death was completely avoidable. Now we're at the dentist with this kid Tim, and he's currently choking to death on a plastic fish because of just like literal neglect. Luckily for him, he gets saved by this lady, but not for them. Not luckily for them, because if I'm him, I'm suing. You guys, you're giving money. So now he's outside, and I don't know if it's because he's like just happy to be alive or he knows he's about to get paid, but he doesn't seem distraught about the situation at all. Like, he looks like he's in a good ass mood. He goes and he scares some pigeons away and like just has a good little laugh, but then he dies because this big ass platform just crushes him. This one was unavoidable because what the fuck does he know that scaring pigeons away is gonna cause him being crushed? So yeah, that one was unavoidable. As for the dentist, it seems like the lawsuit was avoidable. So after the first two deaths, Kimberly reunites everybody that would have died in the car accident, and then she tells them about Flight 180 and like how all of this has happened before, and she tells everybody like to look out for signs because there's always signs on how somebody's gonna die, and everybody's pretty much on board because like, yeah, all this shit has happened before. There's evidence. If you're not paranoid at this point, I don't know what to tell you. So now we're in the elevator with Nora, which is Tim's mom, the kid that just got crushed to death, and then she's in the elevator, and then this guy that's behind her holding a box of like hooks and shit is being so fucking creepy. He's like smelling her hair and shit, and she's like clearly uncomfortable. So when she gets a call, she gets startled and she drops the phone. When she drops the phone and goes to pick it up, her hair gets caught on one of the hooks and she doesn't notice it yet. But then they tell her, yo, there's a man with hooks that's gonna kill you. So then she starts to panic, and then she tries to like flee the elevator, and her hair is caught on the hook, and then she's like panicking even more. And then when she gets out of the elevator, her head is still in between the doors, so the doors close, and then she gets decapitated and dies. That one was avoidable. Just don't fucking panic. Remember what I said in the first video, panicking has never helped anybody ever in the history of life. And I get it, that guy was being super fucking creepy, but if she would have just calmed the fuck down for like 1 second, she would have lived. So that death was avoidable. So everybody finds out that there's this pregnant lady that was supposed to be in the car accident, and they think that if they save her and her baby, that death is gonna stop trying to kill them. So then they go on a road trip to try to find her, but then they get in a car accident. And although this lady almost gets stabbed in the face through the back of her head and this guy gets impaled, nobody dies in the accident initially. But then this news van gets there and it backs into some rocks that causes oil to leak. Whoever was driving that van is just it's a piece of shit because they were just being negligent and reckless. They also almost run over Mickey from Shameless. So remember that, by the way, because that's going to be important later on. While that's happening, Starlight is like smoking her cigarette while the firefighters are trying to get her out, and then the airbag deploys and then she gets stabbed in the back of the head. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm her and there's something behind my head that could stab me at any moment, I am not gonna move until the firefighters could get me out. So in my opinion, this death was avoidable. So after she dies, she drops her cigarette and then the cigarette causes a fire that leads right back to the truck, and then the truck explodes, causing the fence to fly at this guy and like slicing him in half. This one was completely unavoidable. How that shit happened so fucking fast. There was nothing he could have done about that. That was just unfortunate. So now they're at the hospital where the pregnant lady is about to give birth, and Eugene, which is the guy that got impaled in the car accident, he's also in the hospital. And now Death is just like fucking around because Death starts to move his bed and it pulls the machine in a way that he's now suffocating. Then this oxygen tank starts to leak inside the room, and at the same time all the vents close, so the oxygen in the room gets very, very rich. The lady gives birth and then they're all happy. They're all like, oh my god, finally she gave birth, like everything's fine, we beat Death. And then even we think that Eugene is gonna be good, like he's chilling because now he's able to breathe again and everything's fine. Turns out that pregnant lady was never going to die in that car accident. She was gonna be good no matter what. So Death is just like in a silly, goofy mood, and he's just like really having fun with it. Because then Clear goes to check on Eugene. When she opens the door, it causes a spark, which then causes an explosion because the room was filled with oxygen. So her and Eugene die like right away, which that one was completely unavoidable. Clear thought that they were done because the baby was born, which apparently it didn't matter because that lady and the baby wasn't going to die anyway. And Eugene was stuck in the bed, so there was nothing he could have done either way. So both of those deaths, they were unavoidable. Death was being a fucking asshole with that one. After everything that happened, Kimberly and the cop, they're like having lunch with Mickey and his family. And then Mickey, before he goes and checks on the barbecue, he's like, oh my god, by the way, tell him about the van. And then Kimberly's like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about the news van? And then his family's like, yeah, he almost got ran over by the news van. And then right after they say that, the grill explodes, and then Mickey just like now in a billion pieces. And then that's how the movie ends. Which Mickey's death is completely unavoidable. He didn't even know that there was a game going on with Death. And what the fuck does he know that the grill is gonna explode? So that's not on him. That's unfortunate. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys making it to the end. If you like it, please give a like and subscribe. And yeah, part 3 coming soon. Have a good night, good time, good life.